Welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 65. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. How are you this Monday afternoon, Josh? Start of the month of March.
I'm good.
That's good to hear. I'm doing good as well. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone will have a good day. Start of the week, so like I always say, get to it, to the bag, get to working, and don't stop the grind.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of action from last night's set of games, so let's just jump right into it. First, starting off with the first primetime game of the night, which featured the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And as you would expect, by two possible championship contenders, this was a really fun and entertaining game on both sides. Both back and forth, but the ties really turned in that third quarter towards the Clippers when they went on a big run. And the Bucks really kind of didn't get in rhythm in that third quarter. But then in that fourth quarter, the Bucks, led by Giannis, who scored 17 of their 22 in that fourth quarter, brought them all the way back and hit big shots and made big stops consecutively as the Clippers really went cold late in the fourth quarter. And as a result, the Clippers do get this close win against the Clippers. The Bucks do get this close win against the Clippers. Your thoughts?
It was an entertaining game. The Clippers, it was an entertaining game from start to finish. It was a disappointing way that the Clippers lost this game in a way. Because the Clippers ended the third quarter on a 21-7 run.
Something like that, I believe so, yes.
On a 21-7 run. And it looked like they was going to carry that momentum. But again, you got a team with really great chemistry in the Bucks that have been together for a good amount of time, that they know how to do it on both ends and do it so well. And you could see it. They picked up their defensive intensity, and that final play was just beautiful, in which Giannis got the dunk. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What they was able to do, the ball movement on that final play was just amazing, just to get to open man, because the Clippers was trying their best, and they did a great defensive job. It's just that, like, the Bucks was able to, find an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that final play in which Giannis got the dunk and show it. From Holiday going to the paint and then kicking it out to, I believe, DiVincenzo kicking out to Middleton. Middleton looking like he's gonna take the shot, but he draws the attention. At least Giannis took like 2 steps from the 3-point line and ends up dunking the ball. And just that shows you that run that they had in their play in that fourth quarter. The energy, the intensity, the great ball movement, the great team play. If you could put all that into one play, that would have been the play.
Yeah.
And yet still the Clippers still had a chance with Kawhi shooting that tough 3, but ended up missing.
I feel like yes, they obviously needed a 3. So I'm not going against the fact of taking the 3-point shot. I just felt like he kind of he kind of went up more closer. I felt like he was a little bit back from his range.
Yeah, I can see that. He probably didn't have to take that deep of a shot. Probably could have got a better playoff. But then they needed a 3, so someone had to shoot it.
Yeah.
Better than just keep passing it.
Well, yeah, because they
dribbling.
They want to just pass or dribble it out the clock at that point.
Yeah. But the Clippers had a 100-96 lead, and the final score was 100-105. Clippers did not score for 2 minutes?
Yeah, they ain't score for a good minute, and they tried their best, and they had good looks. Outside of the times that, of course, they were highly contested. They did have good looks. It just never converted. Yeah, I know a lot of people. Yeah. You about to bring them up? Go ahead.
I was gonna say Paul George was really struggling in this game. It really went cold in that
Yeah.
fourth quarter. I don't know what you was gonna say.
And then like, oh, you hear the pandemic P slander or whatsoever. People just coming out the woodworks with that. So yeah. He's gonna bounce back anyway. He's been having a great season.
Yeah,
So,
he
it don't
is.
matter.
But like I said, the Bucks do get this big win against the Clippers. And oh, by the way, Drew Holiday did come back. As I probably mentioned his name a
Yeah.
few minutes ago, but he did come back. This was his first game. He did struggle, but it's nice to see him back on the court for the Bucks.
Yeah.
And the Bucks, who were struggling earlier, who were just on a 5-game losing streak, have now turned that around and are on a 5-game winning streak.
Yes.
All right. From a close game to a blowout, let's go down to Los Angeles, where the Lakers faced the Warriors. And from start to finish, the Lakers just had this in the bag.
Yeah.
Just flat out just mantled the Warriors. The Warriors really struggled from deep, especially Curry. They couldn't really get into rhythm. They couldn't get in their stride. That is credit to the Lakers defense. And also the Lakers just felt like they had everything going for them.
Yeah, clicking. Yes.
Uh,
And they were just playing a fast break game. Transition was just amazing. Defense to offense, offense to defense, and just back and forth at that point. And it was over from the start, to be honest.
Yep. Just to break down, Draymond Green did get hurt in the game in that third quarter.
Yeah.
I think it's just a ankle sprain. Hopefully he's fine. But they should not rush him at all. They'll take his time because we know how much he means to this team.
Yeah.
So no need to rush. Hopefully he's good. Hopefully it's not anything serious. Just prayers up, get healthy soon. But yeah, the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder back 2 straight wins against Portland and against Golden State. Those are not bad teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, give credit to the Lakers. A really quick, really quick explanation of analysis about the game, but that's all that it needed to be because this was just a blowout and a dominating performance by the defending champions.
Yeah.
All right. What other games would you like to talk about? There was a few games around the league from last night, so anything that you'd like to go over?
Yeah, quick and brief on this one. The Hawks versus Heat. This game was more about like a spurt of runs. Like if that makes sense. Like it was just like the team got on a certain run at a specific moment in the game, and it was just like it all came down to who could finally execute the best plays down the stretch. The Heat came out firing. Like with Jimmy Butler didn't play, but everybody contributed so well. And then next thing you started to see the Hawks start to go on their run, in which at one point they even took the lead going down, and then it just went from a back and forth exchange from that point. And then fourth quarter hit, and 5 minutes in, 5 minutes left in the game, the Heat just started to catch their stride, and they just went away with it. And as a result, the Heat beat the Hawks 99-109.
Yep. Good win by this Heat team, despite Jimmy Butler obviously not playing. Like the effort in the Heat, just keeping that momentum until the All-Star break.
Yeah. The other game I like to speak about, I feel like outside of possibly the Clippers versus Bucks game, and another game that you're going to be going to has been probably the most entertaining game of the night. The Celtics versus the Wizards, and let's just say it came down to the wire for sure. The first quarter, the whole first half, it was mainly Celtics, and then the Wizards, mainly because of Bradley Beal, who had 46 on the night, had a big third quarter in which they also took the lead themselves, and going down, it was basically a back and forth exchanging buckets. And Ojale hits, I believe they were down by, I think, 7 or 8. Ojale hits a 3, makes it a 5-point game. and actually makes a 3-point game. Bradley Beal basically takes a layup, and then it's 105 to 110. And Jason Tatum, who actually was balling out throughout the whole night, basically made 3 clutch consecutive layups in the basket, and one of them was the game winner. After the fact of, I believe they were doing a review call to find out who was off on, and it was off on the Wizard. Wait,
you're talking about Bradley Beal. After Tatum's second layup for the Celtics to be down by 1.
Yes.
Tatum forced the turnover on Beal, who
Okay.
slipped and I believe stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. So basically, it was basically out of bounds on the Wizards, and Tatum basically had an opportunity to get a game winner, and he was actually able to get an easy lane to the basket. He just attacked his man, got up, and he probably did some like kind of reverse, and it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And as a result, he had the game winning. Yeah, he had the game winning layup, and they closed out Bill. Good defense by the Celtics in that end to close out Bill right in the corner with the double team. And the Wizards lost. Well, the Celtics were able to win this game.
Yeah, well, the Wizards did lose. But yeah, the Celtics able to win this game. Great performance by Tatum in that fourth quarter. I mean, what can you say? That man is clutch. I mean, it's also something that you didn't really pick up on. But Bradley Beal had himself a night.
Yeah. I put that up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I said he had 46 on the night.
Oh, but you kind of skimmed over that. Like he was, it's just 46.
I said he had to make big in the third quarter.
I don't believe that. Matter of fact, roll the footage.
And then the Wizards, mainly because of Bradley Beal, who had 46 on the night, had a big third quarter in which they also took the lead themselves.
All right. Like I said, the Celtics getting a big win against the Wizards without Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
But all right. The game that I would like to talk about, well, first, down in Minnesota, Suns and the Timberwolves played. And this was a pretty good game. Devin Booker had it going early and throughout the whole night. Anthony Edwards did his part. He played really well. Karl-Anthony Towns stepped up. And this was really a good, fun game to watch up until that fourth quarter where the Suns just really, it was actually towards the end of the third and the fourth quarter, the Suns just really started taking over.
Yeah.
I mean, just great performance, great play. They stepped up defensively. They had more energy. And as a result, Devin Booker finished with 43 on the night, proving to me why he should have been an all-star picked already, but just a statement to send it home. DeAndre Ayton with a great game, great performance, 22 and 10. Chris Paul, another double-double in the season, 11 and 15. Just a great win by the Suns team.
Yeah. Injury replacement. That's all I gotta say. Injury replacement.
All right. The other game that I would like to speak on was the Hornets and the Sacramento Kings. And well, the Kings got out to an early start. Yeah. Harrison Barnes was really doing his thing throughout the entire game. As also along with Buddy Hield, who has been inconsistent this year, up and down. He's had himself a good game. From the Hornets side, PJ Washington was just wreaking havoc, causing problems for the Kings. They really couldn't really handle him. He had 42 on the night. I believe that might be his career high. LaMelo Ball, 24 and 12. The league leader, probably most likely to win Rookie of the Year if the season was to end right now, and proving why. He has a lot of potential. He's always fun to watch, and he really does a lot for this Hornets team. Malik Monk stepping up big for them on the bench, along with Miles Bridges. And this was a back and forth game all the way up till the fourth quarter. Oh, and by the way, Buddy Hield became the fastest player to reach 1,000 3-pointers with only 350 games played. Second who was first before last night, was Stephen Curry with, I believe, 369 games played. So an incredible feat by Buddy Hield.
Well, like you know what I always say, there's a stat for everything. But go on.
That is impressive. Don't do that.
It is impressive. It is impressive.
But you like, no, you like, but you're trying to undermine it. Like there's that, yeah, there's that for everything. Yeah, yes, there's a. All right, yes, but don't do that. Don't undermine it. All right,
I'm
don't
not.
undermine it. Come on now.
I'm not. I'm not.
1,000 3-pointers in only 350 games.
Well, Kyle Korver could probably do that.
He didn't. That's why he's not there. Anyway, like I said, this was a good game to that fourth quarter where the Kings really started to take control, really started to cause problems for the Hornets. The Hornets was really struggling. Terry Rozier was really struggling throughout the entire night, and they really needed him because Gordon Hayward didn't play in this game.
Yeah.
So the scoring production instead of going into Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, as I said, stepped up for them. But I feel like they needed more, and the Kings looked like they was about to get this win in convincing fashion. But then they were up by 4, up 23 to 119, I believe.
Yeah, 119.
De'Aaron Fox missed 2 free throws. Marvin Bagley missed 2 free throws. Terry Rozier gets fouled, goes to the free throw line. He makes 2. Now they're down by 2. Luckily for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox scores a tough layup. So now they're up by 4 again. But then PJ Washington, as I said, who's having himself a night, hits a big 3 and they're down by 1. Yeah. So now Buddy Hield gets fouled. He
got injured on the play with his ankle.
Yeah, but I think he's
fine. He went back in the game. Yes.
So Buddy Hield gets fouled and he makes 1 of 2. So the Hornets are down by 2. And Malik Monk with the tough layup plus the foul, tying the game, then hitting the free throw to take the lead. The Kings had no timeouts. Buddy Hield shot up a half-court shot and missed. And as a result, the Hornets get a unlikely come-from-behind comeback win against this Kings team. Only the Kings can do this. And you can't make this up.
You want to talk about divine intervention? That's divine intervention for you right there.
I mean, yeah, the Hornets the Kings had this game in the bag. They were playing so well throughout the night. Harrison Barnes with a great game. Buddy Hield with a great game.
Yeah.
And yet they just collapsed late.
Yeah. And that's the reason why they always say, but you pinpointed it real well. As you always say, the small details. Free throws. People sleep on free throws, but free throws are very crucial because they could change the course of a game so quickly.
Yes, De'Aaron and Marvin Bagley both had opportunities to close out this game. And this De'Aaron Fox, come on, man. So you can't miss 2 free throws in that situation. You got to hit your free throws.
People are already saying about John Morant and stuff like how you gonna do this?
Screw that. You want the win.
Exactly.
Like I said, Marvin Bagley and Buddy Hield. I mean, y'all gotta make y'all free throws.
Exactly, and Buddy Hield's the best free throw shooter on that team, and something told me in my mind, in my body, that he was gonna miss one of those free throws for some reason. Just something told me, yeah, Buddy's gonna bait on the free throw. And I'm not saying it's because of his ankle injury or so, but there's no excuse. You got to make that still. That's ice water.
Yeah, it's a really embarrassing late game performance by this Kings, but impressive win by this Hornets team. Playing without Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington stepping up big time for them, along with Malik Monk come off the bench. And this Hornets team just continues to impress throughout the season.
Yes, they do.
But all right. Some news to get into real quickly. The Toronto Raptors and Chicago Bulls game last night was postponed due to the Raptors' severe COVID issue. I believe Nick Nurse has COVID, and I think 4 other players has COVID on that team as well. It got crazy, so that had to be postponed. Hopefully they're fine. Hopefully they get back to playing basketball soon because they have been playing really well.
Yes.
So any other news? I think that's
I think that's the only news. That's the only
Yeah.
news. Yeah.
but hell. But all right. That in mind, it is prediction time for tonight's set of games. So let's get into it. Let's start with the Mavericks or the Magic.
Mavericks.
And I got the Mavericks as well. The Pacers or the 76ers?
I have a feeling that one of the star players are going to be out for the Sixers, so I'm going to say Pacers, because we don't know when players going to be sitting out at times.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. I have the Pacers as well. The Nuggets or the Bulls?
Nuggets.
Bulls. A little upset here. And the first primetime game of the night, featuring the Utah Jazz up against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Jazz.
Jazz. The Nets up against the Spurs.
Nuts.
Spurs. A little interesting pick there. The Cavs or the Rockets? One team was just 0-10, and the other team is 0-10 now. Yeah, you said?
Cavs.
Yep, Cavs. And lastly, the last game of the night and the last primetime game of the night is the Charlotte Hornets coming off that upsetting comeback win against the Kings up against the Portland Trail Blazers.
Blazers.
I got the Blazers as well. But all right, I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts?
Got to make it free throws. That's it.
Yes, you got to make free throws. And a quick note, by the way, the Knicks are over 500 for the first time since January 8th. So just to let you know. And the Knicks are currently 4th in the Eastern Conference. How long will that last? I don't know, because the Eastern Conference is wild. Well, all right, so with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
I'll also follow IG down in the description below.
And once again, I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is the Mind of Basketball Podcast.